Shalom. All praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught me his truth. And peace to fellow Aki has in a life daily, pushing this truth with sincerity. And a few Akwath listen to learn Shalom. Once again, my name is Aina from GMS Detroit Bar Camp. Pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect, to so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners scattered abroad the four corners of the whole world. Hey, this video is on the Chariots, and this is the way we're going to be leaving out of this place. Matter of fact, the scriptures say the strangers of our salvation, because it's going to be strange unto them. But this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for divine intervention for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi to place us in that land. Figuratively, he's going to do it, and that's what our faith, hope, and trust and our belief in, that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is going to make good on what he said he's going to do. He said he's going to put us there, and that's what's going to happen. And when that happens, when Yahawashi and the angels finally return to gather up the hopeful elect and the 144,000, hey, it's the end of your kingdom, the Edomites kingdom, and all these other nations, because when Yahawashi is coming, he's coming to take down your kingdom. Your reign of ruling over this world will be over, and it'll be the beginning of the reign of Yahawashi's kingdom, which is an everlasting kingdom. And it is what it is. Yahawah I'm of the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and I be delivered and saved from the impending destruction that's coming. And this is how we're going to be saved from that. The nukes, the thermonuclear destruction of the planet Earth, of the land mass being cleansed, because it's a lot of filth on this earth, and it has to be purified and cleansed and made clean again. That's how the earth is going to be renewed, So, matter of fact, let's play this video real quick. Because, they be talking about these UFOs, the UAPs are unexplained aerial phenomenons, but they are not unexplained. The scriptures explain exactly what they are. And they know what they are too. And that's the reason why they have the Hubble telescope and the other ones looking out in space, because they want to they doing that when Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi finally allow Yahawashi and the angels come, they want to see, so the copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. I'm not monetizing off of it. I'm not making money off of this video. This right here is for criticism and education, because I'm using the Bible to break down exactly what it is, what those things are that's flying around in the air. They talking about it's unexplained aerial phenomenons, UFOs, unidentified flying object. It's the Chariots of the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That's the name of this video.
Kind of freaked out about seeing them. They're like, oh, it's AI, but it's not. Comment that usually comes on these videos where people are kind of freaked out about seeing them. They're like, oh, it's AI, but it's not AI. It's literally what appears to be a gigantic mothership just hovering above her. Check the video out. It's pretty awesome.
This is not AI.
In fact, let me see.
That usually comes on these videos where
What's a
people
better
are
picture
kind
of
of
it?
freaked out about seeing them. They're like, oh, it's AI, but it's not AI. It's literally what appears to be a gigantic mothership just hovering above her. Check the video out. It's pretty awesome.
This is not AI.
You can tell the shape of the cloud is completely different. The lights are moving in a weird pattern.
What is going on? That is insane. What the heck? Yeah, I got a good picture. Did you? Or you just share with us? Sorry. I have no idea what this is. I'm trying to stop.
What the fuck is this shit, bro? What the fuck is this shit? Why are they over a cemetery? Hey, y'all better get right with God, man. Y'all get right with
you better
God,
hope
bro.
you're an Israelite, man.
Oh my God.
He better hope he's an Israelite. Because if he's not an Israelite, he's an Edomite or one of the other tribes, the heathen tribes of the heathen nations. Hey, we're gonna break you off something, and it ain't gonna be nothing good, you know.
See that?
So that's enough of videos. Let's get precepts, you know. A flying scroll. This is our first go-to scripture. We always go to it. It helps break down what you've seen in the sky. Sometimes they call it clouds, and metaphors of it. Clouds, a white horse in Revelations. But they are the chariots of Yahawashi. You know, the so-called UAPs, UFOs. So let's get it down, break it down with scriptures. This is Revelation 1 and 5. I turn and I lift up my eyes and look, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. And he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it. And them chariots are the curse, is the curse that go over the face of the whole earth. Because when them chariots start to back peering up, matter of fact, the scriptures say that he's going to blot out the skies with these things. And it's going to be a giant armada that's going to make war with all these nations and take down all their military and put them under subjection under the Lord. And us being joint heirs, they're going to be under subjection of us, the Hebrew Israelites. Because, somebody got to build up the kingdom. We build up their kingdom, and it's only a righteous thing for the Most High to recompense tribulation unto them for troubling us. And make you pay back, recompense, to pay us back. Give us back what you gave us. and what you took from us. You took the free labor, you're going to do free labor. Everything you made us do, you're going to do. You know, simple as that. You know, this is Isaiah 66 and 15. Behold, the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, is also called a whirlwind. That's another metaphor for the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, a whirlwind, rendering his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi plead with all flesh, and the slaying of the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall be many. And when these chariots come, hey, they ain't coming to play nice. You know, it ain't gonna be like E.T. They just land and people walk. No, these chariots gonna be zapping people like War in the World. You know, because they coming to take the kingdom by force. You know, the world by force. Next scripture. This is when matter of fact, I'll just read it. And when the servant, this is 1 Kings 6 and 15, when the servant of the man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi was risen early and gone forth, and behold, the host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahawah opened his eyes, and the young man saw. And the young man, Slakia, opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, mountains full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Like I said, a horse is a metaphor for the chariots. These chariots was all over the place around Elisha during this time. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray. No, keep reading. And then they came down unto to him, and Elisha prayed the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and said, Smite this people, I pray thee with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And these chariots are going to be doing special things for us when the great and dreadful day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You know, this when Yahawashi and the angels return to gather up the hopeful elect. And this is what our faith is built on, that we're going to be delivered from our enemies. You know? And this is 2 Kings 2 and 9. And it came to pass when they gone over, Elisha asked Elijah, Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask, what shall I do for thee before I be taken away from thee? And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of the Spirit be upon me. And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they went on and taught, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elisha went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha went into the spirit world, went into the whirlwind, went into the chariot, and he was taken up in a whirlwind. This is the famous scripture about Elisha being taken up in the whirlwind. You know, Elijah being taken up in the whirlwind. Slakia. You know, and hey, this is how we leaving. We being beamed up out of here. Elisha was beamed up out of here. You know, and they be doing it now in the Star Trek movie. Beam me up, Scotty. You know. This is Psalms 68 and 13. Though ye have lined them among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. And though Israel is the lowest of all nations, Yahawah Yahawashi is going to make them the salvation that he do among deliverance of us is going to exalt us above all these nations, you know, with them chariots and be as wings of a dove covered with silver, though and feathers of her feathers with yellow gold are the chariots. If you receive it, Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also he will deliver it, and passing over it he will preserve it. And he's going to fight for us, whether you all of us, all of Israel. Even though the 2/3 ain't gonna be delivered, they're gonna come out of the loins of the elect. But all of Israel is gonna be fought for during this time. And when Yahawah Shai come to plead with all flesh, he's coming to judge. That goes back to Shabbat, judgment. You know. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. Behold, Yahawah Bashim Yahushua will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by the fire, and by his sword, he will plead with all flesh, and the slaying of Yahawah Bashim Yahushua will be many. And when you go into that word plead, it goes into judge. You know. Hey, Yahawah Shim Yahshua must want me to get that scripture twice, because I read that one earlier. And it goes into judge. You know, matter of fact, we'll go into it. Plead, that's Shabbat. And outline biblical usage to execute judgment. Defend, execute judgment. He's going to execute judgment on the nations. You know, he's going to avenge. and he's coming to finally allow Yahawashi and the angels get down on you, heathens and the wicked. This is Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret places of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And when we do abide in the secret places of the Most High, we're going to be delivered during that time, you know, and when that happens, Yahawah Bashim Yahushai is going to finally allow the angels and Yahushai get down, you know, make war with the world, you know. Matter of fact, when Yahushai returns, he's not coming to played Mr. Nice Guy. 19 and 11. One of my favorite scriptures. The coming of Yahawashi, you know. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and the white horse is a metaphor for the chariots. And he that sat upon is called faithful and true, and his righteousness he just doth judge and make war. He's coming to pass out judgment and make war with the nations. And on his eyes was a flame of fire, and he had many crowns. And because he's taking all these kingdoms, rulerships. They taking them all out of rulership. All their power and authority is being removed from them. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. But that's the point. When Yahawashi returns in them chariots, he's coming to make war with the nations. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahawah. And how we know that? Read John 1 and 1. You know, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, more chariots, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. He's come with an armada, you know, of chariots. Isaiah 19 and 1, the burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi rideth upon swift clouds, and that swift cloud is a chariot, and it shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Edom shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And they freaking out right now, watching the chariot stunt in front of them. You know, they can't say that, oh, it's a weather gas or all this and all that. It's too many sightings of them, you know. And everybody got a phone. So when everybody take pictures of it and they can't say, oh, it's not what you think it is. It wasn't that. You know, that was a balloon. No, they can't lie no more. And this we're waiting for. We're waiting to hear these words. This is Isaiah 26 and 20. Come up, my people. Enter thou into my chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, and hide thyself as if it were a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. And once this happens, we go into chariots. All hell's gonna be happening right then and there, because while the nukes are flying, the chariots are becoming, gathering up the hopeful elect. You know, that bullshit, that rapture bullshit, that's bullshit. This is what's going to happen. While the nukes are coming, the chariots are going to come, gather up the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and the 2/3, and the wicked and the heathens are going to catch the wrath of Yahawah Yahawashi. And the only ones that's going to be saved and preserved of it from the heathens and the wicked are the ones that's in them thermonuclear bunkers. You know, they the only ones that are going to be preserved. That's the reason why Bill Gates building bunkers. What's that other guy? For Facebook, built Zuckerberg built a bunker. You know, all these billionaires are building bunkers because they know shit about to go down. You know. For behold, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi come out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, and the earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more be covered of her slain. And this is gonna be the great dreadful day that we're waiting for. We're waiting for the day of the Lord. you know. And this is a precept that goes with that one, and both of them go back and forwards, like the scriptures say. Precepts should flow forwards and backwards. Here a little, there a little. This is Revelations 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud. The cloud is a chariot. And the enemies beheld them. And our enemies gonna see us go up in the chariots. And while we're going up in the chariots, the nuke's gonna be coming down at the same time, man. Because the scriptures say this, the scarceness of the I can't think of it right now, but I find it and put in what you call it in the description box. This is Revelations 15 and 1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. And I saw as if it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and the sea of glass is the ozone layer, and the mingled with fire is the thermonuclear destruction of the nukes, igniting and lighting up this place. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And this is the saints, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the 1/3 being delivered from the destruction that's happening on the earth. And no, I don't want that. I won't. Yep. This is Habakkuk, 3rd chapter. Starting at the 2nd verse. O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, I heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahawah, revive thy work in the midst of years. In the midst of years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. And the prophets was scared. Were frightened when this thing happened. The second coming of Yahawashi. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to put fear in every living soul when this shit goes down. Habakkuk 3. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi came from Teman, the Holy One, from Mount Paran, and his glory covers the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. The chariots are going to blot out the skies. They're going to be everywhere. And his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hands, and there was no hiding of his power. And those are the laser beams, like war in the world. It's not going to be a great day if you're not an Israelite. Woe unto you that want the day of the Lord. What is it for you? It could be a day of destruction, because flat out, you're not an Israelite. You're not those 144,000 or the 1/3. It's not a great day for you. Next scripture. This is 2nd Ezra. Just going straight to the point. 2nd Ezra 13 and 6. Because 2nd Ezra's 13th chapter talks about the second coming of Yahawashi, whether you perceive it or not. But I beheld, and lo, he had great himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. And this great mountain is a super fathership. the glorious return. But Matthew 24 and 27, for as lightning coming out of the east, shining even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whatsoever, and that's how fast the angels and Yahawashi is going to be moving to gather up the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And a whole lot of savings, deliverance is going to be right here in America. You know, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered. The carcass is the Israelites, and the eagles are the angels. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun shall be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The sun shall be darkened, the moon shall not give her light. That's the earth going to be going into thermonuclear winter during that time. The stars falling from heaven, the thermonuclear warheads falling back to the earth as a fig being shaken of a mighty fig tree being blown by the wind. They're going to fall back to the earth as multiple vehicle re-entry vehicles. And they're going to fall and hit certain parts of the world on the earth. Matter of fact, I live in Detroit, Michigan, and this is one of the designated target zones for one of them nukes. You know, this place right here it got a nuke with its name on it, a nuclear warhead with its name on it. You know, all of these major cities, and that's the reason why we ain't trying to wait for trying to build anything in this place, because we know this place is about to be destroyed. You know. And the aftershock of them warheads going off is going to shake this earth. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and he's going to be in the clouds, a chariot, a metaphor for the chariots. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, the chariots of heaven, with power and great glory. And it's going to be a show of power. All them chariots are going to show up, and ain't shit they going to be able to do. Not even the Space Force, United States Space Force is going to be able to do anything. Or China Space Force. None of these countries' Space Force is going to be able to do a goddamn thing against Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know? And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And this is what we're waiting for: divine intervention to be gathered up in the four winds, in them chariots, being delivered. You know, being saved. That's what being saved is. When you in the chariots, then you're saved. You know, right now nobody is saved. So that's it on this one. I pray this video is edifying. With that said, shalom.